Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before I get going, I want to tell you about this link to special they're doing. It's from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, Wednesday the 31st. Valid on any company. You get $1,000 of Bitcoin for orders between $10,000 and $25,000. You get $2,500 in Bitcoin for orders between $25,000 and $50,000. You get $5,000 of Bitcoin for orders of $50,000 and over. And somebody just texted me. Let's see. Okay. So here we go. And that's linked to my sponsor, by the way. That's linqto.com. All right. Crypto Bitlord says, I have a feeling some very big news is about to become public for XRP. What could it be? Fred Rispoli says, I'm running out of time to hit my 7/31 prediction for Remedy's ruling. Tyler Winklevoss, all of a sudden the SEC is no longer trying to classify 10 tokens, Solana, ADA, Matic, Filecoin, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo, AXS, Cody as securities. They're amending their case against Binance to remove this allegation so the court won't rule on it. Brad Garlinghouse had an issue with it. More evidence of SEC hypocrisy. Chair Gensler testifies the rules are clear, yet his SEC can't figure them out and applies them haphazardly, festering more industry confusion, a political agenda and or bad faith litigation tactics, definitely not a faithful allegiance to the law. History in the makings. Let's watch this. This is Raoul Paul.
You've got the ability to create enormous wealth on a distributed basis to all sorts of people who are not included. You know, my personal view is this industry goes from a $2.5 trillion industry today and probably hits about 100 trillion by about 2032 or so. That's just extrapolating the normal adoption curve, not doing anything crazy. That growth from 2.5 trillion to 100 trillion would be the fastest, largest accumulation of wealth in all human history. But for once, it's in the hands of the many. This was a retail revolution. The retail front ran the institutions. So people have this once in a lifetime chance to be able to invest in this infrastructure layer of the internet and have an ownership of it. And that is incredibly egalitarian and democratic in ways that the financial system has not been.
Yes. As you so elegantly put it, right? This is the only asset class where the retail has front run the institution. All the asset class is the institution that adopted and then try to sell it to the retail, right?
I've been saying
so this
it for
is
over
a
5 years.
fascinating industry to watch. And I've seen crypto, I've traveled the world quite extensively. I've seen crypto changes the life of so many people and so many people to come. And that is part of the excitement for me as well.
I've been saying it for a long time. Here's a Bitcoin guy.
Now, certainly, if more companies decide that they want to buy and never sell Bitcoin, it's going to increase the demand relative to the fixed supply. We all know that would work in favor of the prices. But what problem is solved by companies doing that? I mean, I just don't know how many companies are really going to want to place that sort of an asset on their balance sheet and have that be an aspect of their story.
Well, I think it's worth asking what their alternatives are. And the alternative is you can buy a treasury asset that whose white paper says it's going to depreciate at 2% a year at least. And if you look back at the history of the Federal Reserve, they've printed approximately 6% supply growth over an incredibly long period of time. 6% supply growth, that just happens to correlate with the long-term growth rate of nominal GDP. What do you know? So here's the real deal. Bitcoin is the new global denominator for capital. So the problem it solves you don't have all of these politicians running around trying to curry for favor and redistribute wealth and change taxes and change all sorts of things. You get what you get. You get 21 million Bitcoin and that's it. And so, we're incredibly optimistic about it over the long term as these dominoes continue to fall in favor of Bitcoin.
Okay. Then you got this guy who's telling you more about the truth about Bitcoin.
What Satoshi birthed is a wonderful thing, but it no longer has peer-to-peer characteristics for the vast majority of players. It is not the disinflationary thing that he had hoped for, because it's still quite volatile. And it's not anonymous like cash. So let's be realistic about the great work Satoshi did, but the fact that it falls far short of the initial goals laid out. And so I think the reason I'm spending so much time on that in trying to respond to your question is, let's start with a realistic baseline about what Bitcoin is today, is already. And then in that context, we can look at this question of whether increased centralization will take place, whether it's really more becomes a store of value, which it already has. It really isn't yet. Lightning Network examples and things of their ilk notwithstanding, it's really not predominantly a medium of exchange. Do I have hopes for down the
No, that's because it's too freaking slow.
That things built on top of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will take on more the nature of a medium of exchange and over time a unit of account? I have near to midterm hopes on medium of exchange. Unit of account, I think that's going to be the very last one to be realized.
Interesting. He has W. Scott Stornetta, widely regarded as the co-inventor of the blockchain. His papers from the early 1990s, such as his 1991 paper, How to Timestamp a Digital Document, co-written with Dr. Stuart Haber, laid the foundation for Bitcoin. Stornetta was one of the few people cited in Satoshi Nakamoto's original Bitcoin.
Okay, then we have this. All these chart guys are singing the same tune, folks. XRP looking ready for a mega breakout. Then you got this one, XRP. This is a major Bitcoin maxi right here, the moon. XRP is doing it. The long-awaited pump has just started. Then we have Elizabeth Warren in all her genius. America is in a full-blown housing crisis, and it's no secret why. We don't have enough housing. I'm introducing a major bill to build 3 million new homes and lower the cost of housing, all paid for by taxing the ultra wealthy. And I told her, I said, hey, moron, this has been done before and ended in the 2008 financial crisis. Vote John Deaton. Now, folks, this has everything to do with crypto, because Donald Trump is the man who's going to end Operation Choke Point 2.0. Donald Trump is the man who was going to fire Gary Gensler right out of the gate. And now Google and Facebook are trying to censor. If you go to Google and if you type in, because I did it, if you go to Google and you type in Donald Trump, you get a bunch of Kamala Harris results. And here, somebody typed in President Donald Trump, and you know how Google will it'll add words if they're common searches. President Donald Duck, President Donald Reagan. So they're obviously intentionally setting their algorithms so that Donald Trump is not coming up in searches as much. But that's not it, folks. It's also, here's a shock report. Facebook AI says there's no real assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
Can you ask Facebook's AI if the Trump assassination was real? This is how it responds. Are you ready? There was no real assassination attempt on Donald Trump. I strive to provide accurate and reliable information, but sometimes mistakes can occur. To confirm, there has been no credible report or evidence of a successful or attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Facebook says they'll fix it. But all these errors are made in the same direction. They're not even satisfied with rewriting history. They're just trying to erase it.
Not only has there been one, but I'm about to show you something really creepy about what somebody's predicting is going to happen in the next 30 days. In DAIXRP.com, we're going to show you that Secret Service agent 2 that's been on the roof, on the roof. The new Secret Service director is in front of Congress. He's not on the roof. You see where my mind is. But I am going to show you. I'm going to blow up bigger for you and show you where I think the shot actually came from on Trump. I forgot to blow it up in the last one. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.